8 overtimes later, Brent Key stood frozen near midfield, the bright glow of Sanford Stadium's scoreboard reflecting the weight of Georgia Tech's near miracle. The Yellow Jackets had battled relentlessly, pushing the number 1 ranked Bulldogs to their limit in a game destined to rewrite the rivalry's history. Instead, it ended in heartbreak, Georgia 44, Georgia Tech 42, with Nate Frazier's game-winning touchdown in the 8th overtime sealing the fate Key had hoped to avoid. The scene was surreal, as "Nowhere to Run" by Martha and the Vandellas blared over the stadium's loudspeakers. He couldn't tear his gaze from the scoreboard. The Governor's Cup presentation unfolded nearby, a painful reminder of what was once within reach. He never flinched, even when a Georgia staffer approached him for a handshake. The moment perfectly encapsulated what rivalry games mean: the stakes, the drama, and the pain of coming so close only to fall short. Georgia Tech had shocked everyone early on. The Yellow Jackets raced to a stunning 20-0 lead in the first half, leaving the Bulldogs and their fans shell-shocked. Quarterback Haynes King orchestrated a near-flawless attack, connecting on 2 touchdown passes while Georgia's defense, widely regarded as the nation's best, looked uncharacteristically vulnerable. Georgia Tech's defense swarmed on the other side of the ball, forcing an interception and an essential 4th down stop. The Yellow Jackets appeared poised for a seismic upset. But Georgia wouldn't stay down for long. Bulldogs quarterback Carson Beck found his rhythm, leading 2 critical touchdown drives in the second quarter to cut the deficit to 20-14 by halftime. The Bulldogs' halftime adjustments paid dividends in the second half as their defense stifled Georgia Tech's offense, while Beck continued to pick apart the Yellow Jackets' secondary. A late field goal by Georgia Tech sent the game into overtime tied at 27. What followed was nothing short of chaos. Each time brought new heroes and heartbreaks. Georgia Tech's Dante Smith bulldozed his way into the end zone in the first overtime, only for Georgia's Dominic Lovett to answer with a stunning 25-yard touchdown grab. When the Yellow Jackets scored again on the second possession of the first overtime, the question loomed: would Key gamble for the win with a 2-point conversion? He didn't. Georgia responded with a touchdown of their own, and the marathon continued. Key's decision not to go for 2 sparked heated debate. Some analysts praised the conservative call, pointing out Georgia Tech's success on defense earlier in the game. Others argued it was the Jackets' best shot at toppling the Bulldogs. Whatever the case, Georgia Tech's offense began to falter as the overtime wore on, while Georgia's depth and experience shone. Finally, in the 8th overtime, Nate Frazier delivered the decisive blow, plunging into the end zone and sending the Sanford Stadium crowd into a frenzy. The loss marked a bitter end to what could have been a program-defining win for Key and his Yellow Jackets. After the game, an emotional Key addressed reporters, calling it the toughest loss of my career, and describing the somber mood in the locker room. "I've never seen anything like that," he said. "Those guys left everything they had on that field." Despite the heartbreak, there were reasons for optimism. Georgia Tech finished the regular season 7-5, securing bowl eligibility for the second straight year under Key. A bowl victory would give the Yellow Jackets their most wins since 2016 and further cement Key's progress in rebuilding the program. Still, the pain of this loss was evident. "This emotion will turn into fuel, and we're going to use that fuel," Key said, his voice unwavering. The win preserved their undefeated season for Georgia and strengthened their grip on a college football playoff spot. But even in victory, the Bulldogs acknowledged the effort of their rivals. "That was one of the toughest games we've ever played," said Georgia coach Kirby Smart. "They fought us every step of the way." Rivalry games have a way of transcending records and rankings, and Friday night was no exception. For Key and his Yellow Jackets, it was a reminder of how close they are to breaking through. For the Bulldogs, it was a testament to their resilience. And for everyone watching, It was a game that will be remembered for years.